Hi, girls. Welcome back to the Pink Podcast. This week, I am sitting on the guest side of the Pink Podcast. I told you girls last week I'm not really feeling the set just yet. Obviously, the couches are gorge, the room is pink, but I don't really know what to do with this back wall. And my mom hates the curtains, which makes me hate it even worse. So I was like, I'm going to sit on the cooler side of the room, which is the guest side. So here I am. This side has a bigger couch. I love this couch. It has a cute little tree, and the cutest thing, literally, of this entire room. Nobody cares. Everybody clicked on here for the weight loss. But real quick, the cutest thing of this whole room is literally this little floating bow shelf. Are you joking? Look at it. Look at it. It's literally holding a little cup. I had the idea because I was like, if I ever have two guests on this big couch, one guest can put their drink there, but where's the other guest gonna put their drink? Hello. So I put a little floating shelf, and it's so cute, and it's a pink bow, and it just blends in with the wall. But anyways, I had to put my drink there so that you guys can really see it in live action, see what it's really about. Because if I told you that I hold a cup, it's not the same thing as you watching it hold a cup. Look at her. Okay, but anyways, let's talk about what you girls clicked on this video for. I somehow, in a way, accidentally lost 25 pounds, and that was over the course of a couple of months. But it honestly transformed my entire body. Obviously, I wasn't trying to lose the weight. I didn't even know that I wanted to lose any weight. I had started going to the gym and eating right in my head, whatever. And I just eventually had to change that because of some, what do you call it, health reasons. And that's kind of what led to me losing all that weight in my body, looking snatched. Now, before we get into the actual video, I do want to make a little disclaimer. I'm obviously not a medical expert. If you're trying to change your body or lose weight or whatever you're trying to do, go talk to a medical expert. Don't take advice from me. Don't sue me. Okay? This is just what happened to me, my story, how I lost some weight, how I toned up, how I transformed my body, and what worked for me. And I'm just sharing it. Okay? So I don't want to hear anybody mad or being like, that's not how that works, or not everybody's body's the same, or obviously not everybody's body's the same. This is me telling you what worked for me, and it might work for you. It might not. Maybe this is not even what you're trying to do. Maybe you're just here watching it for fun. I don't know. But this is not medical advice, okay? This is just hot girl tips of what worked for me. Anyways, I have my notes here. I have a lot that I want to get into, so let's just jump straight into it. When was this? 2 years ago, I had started to get into my fitness journey. And what really inspired me to get into my fitness journey in the first place was the fact that I wanted a bigger bum. I wanted a big old juicy booty. And I knew a couple of gym girlies that had gotten a really nice, voluptuous J-Lo booty from the gym. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to try it. Why not? I've seen what it could do. Let's see what it's about, right? So I started going to the gym for that reason. And so I was doing all the workouts and all the weights. And I was also trying to be in a bulk because I had seen, online that if you're trying to put on muscle and just get that big juicy, you're supposed to be in a surplus, and then you'll get a big old booty. Then you can do a little cut away the excess fat, and then you have a big old nice butt, and you just rinse and repeat the cycle a couple of times until you get to your desired body or whatever. So I was like, you know what, this makes sense. I'm sure gonna do that. That's fine. Eating more and working out, that sounds fun. So I started doing that, and I'm not gonna lie, the booty was growing, okay? The booty was poking, but so was everything else. The belly was poking right with it. The arms, I was getting back rolls. I was eating in a surplus plus. Okay, I was eating cheese and bacon and all the things that I normally didn't eat before because I've always really ate pretty clean or relatively clean to what I knew at the time. Growing up, my parents were relatively healthy. They didn't eat deep fried stuff or fast food or whatever. So I've always been as healthy as I was consciously aware of my choices. In my head, I was eating healthy. I was just adding more of the delicious things that I never really could have that much of. So I was having a blast. I was eating all these things. And then I started having these really intense periods, like endometriosis. This another topic for a different time, but it's just painful periods and etc. And it's an inflammatory disease. And so I had done my research, and eventually I just kind of found out that everything that I was eating was only amplifying that problem that I was having, and that if I changed my diet, I could maybe even take away all the symptoms that I was having, possibly like reverse endometriosis, even though experts say that that's not really a thing. Whatever. I like holistic medicine said that I could, heal myself with food, which I believe. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to transform my diet. And so that kind of took away the entire desire that I had to be in a surplus, because I didn't want to be eating like a surplus of like tomato bisque and like it's really healthy things. So I was just like, you know what? Like, let me just take care of my body and do what's right. And if I can heal myself from this and feel better, I'll just come back to being in a surplus. And long story short, while trying to heal my body and change what I was eating, which really, it's not like I went from eating, like I was saying, like fast food or certain things. I just cut out dairy, gluten. That's already a lot. Dairy, gluten, processed foods, which I really wasn't having many processed foods, but for example, like cheese, like that's processed. And I was like cutting all these things out. And the first month of me cutting out all these horrible foods, all my symptoms went away from my endometriosis. So like I had a painless period, which I had never had. And it was like a perfect period. Like no pain, no PMS. I felt great. I had all my energy. And I was like, oh, also during that time I had stopped weightlifting, and I just like was focusing on like walking every day and getting my steps in instead of weight training. And because I saw like such great results for my health from that change, I just kind of continued with that for a while. And I never got back into like the surplus. I just like, got used to eating normal, and I didn't really care about my booty at that point. I just kind of cared about like healing my endometriosis. And fast forward months and months and months later, I had just dropped a total of 25 pounds. And losing that weight was completely unintentional, but it was a result of me completely shifting what I was eating. So no more processed things, no more like dairy or cookies, even if it was just like two of them, or pizza or anything that was processed. And if you're not sure what processed foods are, it's just really like foods that have underwent any type of process to change their original form to be what they are now. Someone might say, like, let's say almond butter is minimally processed because it's not like almond butter is naturally occurring. Almonds are naturally occurring and then they get blended, and maybe you can add some ingredients if you want to, and then they get put on a shelf. So now that has become a processed item before you're eating it. And on the other end is highly processed foods like, let's say, pizza or Doritos or gummy worms. Like, none of these things are even remotely close to their original form. Like, there was so many steps and things and steps that happened before that food came to be. Like, almond butter is just kind of like a one step. Like, you blend the butter and now you blend the almonds and now it's a butter. It's a process, but it's like a one step process. Versus making like Doritos. Like, that's not even, you know, close to nature at all. So that's kind of like the difference between the processed foods. And obviously, I still eat minimally processed foods now, like, for example, almond butter or peanut butter, things of that nature. But I don't eat anything highly processed. And when I stopped eating highly processed foods or dairy, now, what I have realized with the dairy products is that there seems to be like a line between raw dairy and pasteurized dairy. And pasteurized just means that it was heated to kill like bacteria. And that's what they do to like milk, yogurt, cheese, anything that's like a dairy product. They heat it, they pasteurize it and kill the bacteria. But the problem with killing the bacteria in that process is that it also kills the good bacteria, and it makes it hard for your body to process it, which is why so many people think that they're lactose intolerant. And some people believe that it's not really that it's just the fact that you need both bacteria for your body to be able to properly absorb the nutrients and everything that comes in dairy. And by removing both the good and the bad, now your body can't really process that lactose. So I have experimented by like eating raw dairy, and so far so good with that. Now, I'm not a medical expert. I'm not telling you to eat raw dairy. I don't know. But what I did cut out was dairy products, processed foods, gluten items, and I think that's really much it. Which, oh, and obviously any like inflammatory oils like seed oils, so canola oil, sunflower oil, what else is like a seed oil? Mm, I forget them now. It's been so long, but canola, sunflower, anything that's a seed oil. So if it's not olive oil, avocado oil, ghee, tallow. I think maybe I'm missing one. But if it's not any of those, it's probably bad. Okay. It's actually really bad for you. And the problem with that became that, like, when you eat out, even if you're eating something healthy, like let's say wings, like, okay, wings are just not processed, like you're just eating wings, like there's nothing bad with them. They're usually deep fried in horrible oils. So it kind of became a real struggle to eat out and to eat at restaurants and anything like that, because it didn't even matter if I was trying to eat the right thing, it was still made with like the bad oils. And so I was eating only foods that I was making for such a long time. So shifting my diet from being in a surplus and eating anything that I wanted and eating over my calories and weight training to obviously being in some sort of, I guess, caloric deficit, which technically speaking, a calorie deficit is really the only way they're going to lose weight. You can obviously change your physique without losing weight, which is like body recomposition, which just means like you're transforming your body simultaneously, like you're losing fat at the same time that you're gaining muscle, and muscle weighs more than fat. So if you're putting on a lot of muscle and you're also losing fat, it could be that you're not losing any weight on the scale, but your body's completely shape shifting. And that happens all the time. But if you just want to lose weight, like if you're not actually putting on as much muscle or whatever, to technically lose fat and weight without the body recomp, you have to be in some sort of calorie deficit. And I guess I was in an unintentional calorie deficit just by eating as I wanted to, and like eating till I was full and just like working out but not overeating and just like doing what I regularly do. Enough to the point where I lost weight gradually over time. Like I said, this didn't happen in a month or 2 months or three. Like this happened over the span of, hi Jib, I believe, how long? About like a year, maybe some change of just consistently eating better foods and cooking for myself and not eating out. And obviously, there are times that I eat out and I'm not as strict now as I was when I first started. And even last night, I had so much sushi. And before that, like I'll go out now. I'll go out. I'll have a good time. I'll eat, and it's all about balance. But at the end of the day, that is how I managed to completely change my physique, and I couldn't be happier than I am now. Like I feel like I look younger, I feel better. I'm so much more confident in my body. I didn't even know before that I guess like I felt uncomfortable in certain like clothes or in angles or in certain like bikinis and stuff. Like I just never realized that like sometimes I'll put something on and be like, "Oh, I don't know, like this doesn't feel right." And it was really just because I guess like my body wasn't as toned as it is now. Like now I'm so confident in how I look and I feel so fit. And obviously, like my mental health is better as well. Not like in a that I suffered my mental health before, but eating right obviously like balances your hormones and other aspects of your body, not just like your physical. So a lot more has changed in me. Oh my god, I'm gonna be full of cat hair. No, you can't make biscuits on me right now, please. Not these pants. Please. We'll resume later. um what was I saying? Yeah, like losing weight is not just like the only benefit of me changing the way I was eating and me taking care of my body. Obviously, that's like the emphasis of this video. Sometimes I'll post pictures or something on my Instagram, and a lot of girls will be like, "Hey, how did you like tone up? Like, what's the tea? What's the secret? What have you been doing?" And so I've been wanting to make a video like this for a while now. It's just obviously sometimes like the whole weight loss thing on the internet gets a little touchy, and I don't understand why. Obviously, like it's your body, you do with it what you want. If you want to tone up, tone up. If you want to be in a surplus, be in a surplus. If you want to go to the gym for a booty, go to the gym for a booty. If you want to go to Pilates, go to Pilates. Bitch, if you want to Burger, eat a burger. Bitch, if you want a french fry, eat a french fry.
Bitch, if you want a burger,
Bitch, a burger?
eat a burger. Bitch, if you
Yeah.
want a french fry,
Bitch, a french
eat a
fry?
french fry.
Like, it's really just up to you and like what you want and what your goals are. And like I said, mine was so unintentional. I'm just so happy that this was the result of me taking care of my body. So yeah, I always just kind of felt a little bit weird coming on here and being like, hey, I lost all this weight, especially because I didn't lose the weight coming from somebody who was like, I guess like labeled or seen as like somebody who like, oh, you should lose a couple pounds. Like how I guess some people are, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes people are like, girl, you could lose a couple pounds, like how people are kind of judgy and like weird. So I was never under the impression that I had to lose weight. Nobody has ever told me I should lose weight or tone up or this or that. And so I just kind of felt like the wrong messenger for the topic. But that's not even true. You know what I'm saying? Like clearly I lost the weight and I'm at a healthy weight now. I didn't think I was at an unhealthy weight before. I just think that obviously I feel better in my physique now. And did I say that right? In my physique now. And like I wanted to share it in case like anybody wanted to kind of tone up or just like see what other people are doing. Like it's not just like about the physique. Like I said, like it has changed like my hormonal health and I feel more energetic. I feel like happier. My PMS is less intense. And obviously, it kind of changes month to month now that I'm not as clean eating and like perfectly strict with my diet. And also, I did go through a little sad, rough patch at the end of the year last year. So I lost a couple of extra pounds that thankfully I got back because then I started to look a little unhealthy. But, you know, at the end of the day, that is what worked for me. And I feel such a difference in my body now when I eat something bad. Like, even today, I woke up from eating that sushi. Mm, that bathroom got the best of me. Let's just leave it at that. Let's keep it demure and cutesy. That bathroom didn't get the demure and cutesy side of me, okay? My body completely feels the difference now when I'm eating clean versus when I'm not, especially because I eat so clean the majority of the time. Obviously, I cook the majority of my meals and I try to eat with the best ingredients that I can, like pasture raised eggs and free range chicken when I can get it, or at least organic chicken. If I can't get that from the store. Also, 100% grass fed beef. Lately, I've been lately I've been buying the beef with my parents. Like we bought a cow. I know I posted about it a little bit on my story. Maybe I'll do a little video on that a different time. But we've been buying our own cattle and just, you know, trying to eat better and with good nutrients because when you're buying from the store, and I know it's very expensive, don't get me wrong, to eat like grass fed, pasture raised, organic, clean, this and this and that. But obviously, investing into your health is a long, long, long term investment. Your body is yours until you die. So it's like, it bothers me too to eat like super clean and spend that money sometimes. I'm like, sheesh, I could have bought so many other things with that money. Like eating 100% grass-fed beef steaks and pasture-raised eggs and like clean this and like simple meals cookies if you know you know. And like the clean snacks always cost an arm, a leg, and a butt cheek. Like it's so expensive. But you really just have to kind of reframe your mind around it. And if it's something you can't afford and you can maybe reprioritize like the way you spend, maybe like you go out a little bit less. Also, if you're eating out all the time, you really don't realize how much money you're spending on eating out. And if you were just to eat 100% clean from the store, you would still be saving more than like probably what you spend now eating out and eating in sometimes. Like if you actually sit there and do the math, and I promise you, you can eat 100% clean if you just like really focus on cooking yourself every meal and try to avoid going out. Also, I know a lot of the girls want to get into like Pilates and stuff like that. Oh my God, Gypsy. And I love Pilates. Like, obviously, I go to Pilates. I also like yoga and stuff like that. I don't think any of these things are necessary. Actually, not necessary at all to lose the weight or achieve your dream body. Like, you can do all these things in so many different ways. I think more important than the exercise is what you put into your body and what you don't put into your body. That's like the majority of the battle. So if you can just eat clean and go for a walk and be outside and, you know, gypsy and take care of yourself like that, that's totally fine. Like, you don't need a cool Pilates class or hot yoga to get your dream body. Like, not at all. You really just need to focus on eating the right stuff. Okay. And with that being said, that's all that I have for you girls today. I hope that I kind of covered all the bases. I think that I did. Like I said, it's kind of like a weird topic to talk about. I think because we're all just so like scared of social media now and like how sensitive people are. And like, I wish that I wasn't a little sensitive to it too. Like, I'm trying not to be, but I feel like maybe I'm holding back a pinch because of that. But we'll work on that for the next one, okay? If you girls have any specific questions, like, let me know in the comments. Let me know if you found this video helpful. And if you actually just want to ask me something in private and maybe you don't want to ask it in the comments, you could always DM me on my personal Instagram, Wendy T. Mesa, or the Pink Podcast Instagram, which is the Pink Podcast, which is with two E's after the E. The Oh my god, you get it. It's like the same as a YouTube channel name. Like, we're not grandmas. You know what you're looking for, okay? Anyways, regardless, it's in the description if you just want to click the link. But anyways, I hope that you girls enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment. She's a YouTuber. She's trying over here, okay? Help me with the algorithm. Okay. I love you girls. I'll see you all next week and stay sexy. I don't know. Bye. Say bye, Jib.